questions. You want to be, because I remember last year I was like trying to come up with a question. Like when I was there, I was like, I literally can't think of anything. So just come with questions like already in your mind. We're gonna have FCSU, Long Beach, Loma Linda, St. Augustine, and Mount St. Mary's. So don't forget to RSVP. Dana's been working very, very hard on this. Here is the QR code if anyone needs to RSVP still. Yeah, that's this Friday, and it's a 1 point opportunity. Yeah. But don't even come for the point. Come for yourself. Yeah. And then this is tonight. We're just gonna make baskets for all of the people that are coming to speak to us. We're just gonna meet like at a table down here in the union. It won't take long. We're just gonna kind of like put it all together and make them cute. It's a half point opportunity at 7 p.m. So I don't have any questions.
Do we have to be there for the full 4 hours?
Ideally, yes. If you can make it full 4 hours, if you don't, up to us. And if you're in extenuating circumstance, I get it. But ideally, full 4 hours.
Is everyone going? Okay, let's start. So the GRE, it's our favorite part of applying. If you don't know what it is, it's basically like an SAT for grad school. It's like a long standardized test that you need to do in order to apply to DPT programs. But it's not required for all programs, and it's becoming more common to not be required. I think like half the programs I applied to, it was required and like not required, so it's like, it's a hit or miss. So you want to check the program website, see if they require it, but then also check what their minimum score is. Most likely it'll be a 300, so that means 150 on the verbal and then 150 on the math part, and then a 3 on the writing part, which we'll get into. But yeah, just check whatever programs you guys are applying to. And then real quick, how to register. It's all through this, okay. 1 second. Okay. It's all through the ETS website. You can scan the QR code if you need it, but you just kind of register for the general test. They have like specific tests. I don't know what it's for, but we need to do the general test. So you'll select the date and the zip code that you prefer, and then it'll give you like a list of options. It'll do a bunch of locations you can for test centers and time and stuff like that. The first time I did it at like UCSD La Jolla, and then the next time I did it right here on campus, which was really nice. So do whatever works best for you. They need to pay the $220. Yeah, but there are price reduction, like a waiver if you qualify. So definitely like check into that because you might qualify, and you definitely, yeah.
Is it 200 like every test you take?
Okay. I had to pay it twice. Yeah. So
I ended up getting an email out the first time I took it that says if you want to take it again, here's a discount, but you have to take it within like the next month or something.
oh, okay, that's good.
There you go.
That's good now. Okay, we're waiting for the slide to switch. Okay, when it decides to switch. The next slide's talking about when to take the GRE. It's most common to take it the summer before you're applying, or like right before you apply in that summer. That's when I did it, or I tried to do it. But it's really whenever you have the time to dedicate to studying and taking it and how you can pay for it, of course. And then, just like FYI, for me, studying for the GRE and like doing all my classes and stuff was like way too hard. Like it was a struggle. So I definitely recommend in the summer, or maybe start studying like right after finals and then just kind of get it over with to then enjoy the rest of your summer. It's just really whatever works best for you. But give yourself lots of time. Like I would say a couple months of studying, then you can take it and then kind of see how it goes. Because give yourself more time than you think you need. Because I was like, I'll study for a month and then I'll take it right at the beginning of summer, and then like I was doing my study abroad. I was like, I'll just get it over with. It did not go smoothly at all. So I ended up doing the GRE for like 4 months and like the entire summer. It was like the worst thing ever. So just make sure you feel really prepared and give yourself a lot of time. Okay, cool. So the format of the GRE, it's about 4 hours, 3 hours and 45 minutes, or if you finish a little earlier, it's really depending on that. There's 6 sections total, but you do get a 10-minute break, just 10 minutes after the 3rd section. And then they throw in like one extra section that is like unscored, but you don't know what section it is, and you don't know which one's unscored, so it's really just like, okay, what's the point?
It's for their research, so they can
Yes.
just have the questions.
And then just bring water and snacks and wear clothes because you're just sitting in front of the computer for like 4 hours. I remember during my break, I like chugged water and I was like, I can't even eat right now, like this is the worst thing ever. So really just bring whatever you think you need. So the first thing is the analytical, which is like the short essay writing. You have to write 2 essays and you get 30 minutes on each. And then the quantitative and the verbal, you don't know which one you'll get. You'll get at least 2 of each. And then that one unscored section is either one verbal or one quantitative. So you really don't know which one you're gonna get. They'll just kind of throw it at you. And you get 35 minutes for the math and then 30 minutes for the verbal. So like when you're taking it and you get like a verbal and then a math and then a verbal and then a verbal, you're like, oh okay, one of my verbal ones were like pointless. But yeah, you can't really, you just gotta deal with it, I guess. And then this is another kind of layout of the jury. So you have the writing and then the 5 sections of the math and the verbal. And then yeah. So the writing is scored on a 1 to 6. Usually you want to get around to 3 or 4, whatever works best, but most programs the minimum is like 3. And then the verbal and the quantitative, they're scored on 130 to 170. You want to aim for a 150 or above on both of them. Because most programs want a 300 or above. Yeah, and then the unscored, you don't even get your score back. So.
And I also will say, with the 300 split, a lot of schools, even if you get over 300, if it's not split 150, 150, they don't care. They want it split that way, so just extra.
And then, okay, we'll wait for it. We're just going to talk about the analytical. So again, it's that first section, like right when you start the GRE, that's the first thing you're going to get. You have 2 essay prompts. The first one is like an issue prompt, so it'll give you like a sentence that's like an opinion, and then you have to kind of argue for or against, or like just argue the opinion in general. And then the next one is the argumentative. So this one presents like an argument, and it's like usually like a paragraph, and it kind of tells you like a scenario, and then you have to kind of analyze it and break it down into your essay. And one thing that's helpful that I found out is the pool of all the prompts that is even possible to be used on the jury is on the ETS website. There's a bunch of them, so it's not like you could like outline every single one of them, but they're all on the website, so it kind of gives you an idea of what you're gonna get. I remember I was like scrolling through the website and looking at all the prompts, and I was like reading, and I was like, okay, and then one of them showed up on my exam. The second one I took, I was like, okay, cool, like that helpful. But yeah, does anyone have any questions about the prompt? Here's 2 examples. So yeah, the issue, so the prompt would be teacher salary should be based on their students' academic performance, and then you have to like write your argument for it against that if you agree or disagree. And then the next one is the argumentative, so it kind of presents like a scenario, and then it'll tell you write a response in which you discuss what specific evidence is needed to evaluate the argument and explain how the evidence would weaken or strengthen the argument. So you just kind of have to like analyze the argument that's going on in there. That makes sense. Alright. Next thing is the verbal. So there's 3 types of questions you could get with the verbal part of the GRE. First one is text completion. So this is going to be like a multiple sentence text with multiple blanks, and you just have to select 1 word for each of the blanks. It's not too bad. But then the sentence equivalence, it's a single sentence with 1 blank, but then you have to choose 2 words that both fit the blank. It sounds like not bad, but it's really vocab heavy, and the words that they give you to choose from, you're like, what are these? So definitely study vocab, study like the prefixes, and study everything. You got this, you got this. And then the next one is reading comprehension. This is one where you like read like a text and you just answer based on that. That's probably easy. We've been doing that one for like a really long time. I think they have those on the SAT. It's like really similar. Not that bad. Does anyone have any questions about those?
I will also say for the text completion with the words, there's a lot of videos on studying sites about context clues, because you're going to get words that you're like, I don't know. What is this? I would definitely make sure you study a little bit of context clues too, because I can do that now.
Cool. And then the math part, it's like all all the topics you can think of: algebra, geometry, data interpretation, and arithmetic. The full list is on the website, but it's basically like everything you've learned since like high school. So for me, it was a lot of going back and like reminding myself like how to do all this stuff and like remember all the rules and stuff. It's just like a lot of like relearning. They give you a calculator on the computer, and it is like the most simple calculator ever. It's just like it pretty much just like adds, divides, and subtracts for you. So it's not like those like really cool ones like we use in college. And then they give you a pencil and scratch paper. So don't even bring one because they won't use it. They're like really strict. I remember like I went in and they like did like the thing, and then like they're like filling my socks. It was just kind of crazy. But the pencil and scratch paper you could also use for the writing part too. Okay. Sending scores. So at the end of the exam, it'll be like, oh, do you want to keep your score or do you want to like erase it? And I would just say keep your score, no matter how you feel like how you did, just keep it. Like you didn't do all that for nothing. And then I'll give you an option to send to 4 programs. You definitely want to do this because it's free. Well, you already pay for it, I guess, through the exam, but it's free. Definitely do it. And then your scores are available on the website about 10 to 15 days after you take it. And then each program has like a GRE code that you use the website to like send to your scores. It's sometimes hard to find the code. I always found it through like the frequently asked questions on the program's website, which is like they should like have it somewhere easy, but it's not. But and then it costs about $27 to send to each program. Yeah.
It also, sorry, this one had a jump scare. It shows you your score at the end when you click finish. So you have to click like cancel score, save scores, you go for the teams, and then it shows you your score immediately. So and then it is available like officially on the website, but you're gonna see it right away.
Yes.
So good and bad, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you just have to wait the 2 weeks or whatever to see your writing score because they don't do that. I think a person does that. I don't know. But then, so yeah, the first time I did it, I was like, yeah, save my score. I want to see it. I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna send that to program. So then I just kind of like left. Second time I was like, yeah, save it, send it, and I was like, okay, cool. So then I sent it. But yeah, it's not terrible.
I have a quick question. Yeah, so if you like decide, you see your score, you decide to send it, but then you still want to try again to do better. Like if you send your score like can you send it twice to the same school? Like will they just take the higher? How does it work?
I assume they would take the higher, but I feel like they would probably just look at both and kind of take into consideration both.
Yeah, I'm sure you could research that or contact them if you wanted to know. But yeah, I also took it twice and I just waited and then I sent my like second score only. But yeah.
Good questions. Okay, we're gonna practice. First example is the text completion. So it's like that sentence, and then you have to select 2 answers to fill the blank. Oh wait! Oh my gosh!
Don't you guys?
Cheaters. Wait, I think it's just 1 answer. Sorry, I messed up. 1 answer. You guys read it? You could walk up here. Anybody have an idea? Safe space room. Nobody? I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yay. Okay. The next one is when you have to choose 2. So it's like the 1 blank, and you have to choose 2 words that'll fit it. I remember doing this. I was like, first of all, I don't even understand the sentence. And I was like, I don't even know what half these words mean, so this is so fun. like a half point. If you don't get it, you get it all wrong. I learned that I was like, okay. Yes, it's F. D and F. And then now we're gonna do some math. Woo! So I kind of it's like an easy one, but this is what it looks like for I want to say like half of them. This is like the multiple choice. It's like A is greater, B is greater, they're equal, or they cannot be like they can't be determined. Like this is how the multiple choice looks. That's like the same answer you're gonna get for each of them. I hope we all know this one. Oh, it's right there too. Okay. Okay, yeah, hey, woo! Okay, ready for the next one? I don't think let's just catch up. This one, you have to choose two of them when it decides to catch up. Is anyone planning to take the jury like soon? Yeah, maybe like this summer.
You guys can also, there's different ways to do it. I had a friend that took it, she studied over Christmas break and during the semester and took it at the end of her junior year, which kind of worked better for her. For the summer, but those are both good, but
Yeah, you definitely don't have to do it.
I think whenever, yeah, they offer lunchtime like every week, so.
Yeah, I think they're like always hosting it.
Is it kind of like as long as you get over like 150 for both sections, you send it? So like let's say you got like exactly 150 in both sections, would you want to like not send it and retake it, or is it like as long as you get the baseline, you're good?
I would send it, but it's ultimately like up to you.
I do think it's kind of a checkbox a little bit, they just
Yeah.
like want you to hit those numbers.
And also if you don't like automatically send it, you can still send it again.
Yeah, you can go back and send it, it's just not free, that's the caveat.
You see, like, if I remember Sarah, who was our president last year, she took it like with finals in the spring
Yeah.
semester. So she was studying for the jury and finals, and then she like took it all at once. Then she had like the whole summer to do nothing. But I was like, slay.
Up to the works.
Which two of the following numbers have a product that is between -1 and 0? Indicate both of the numbers. Do you have any idea? I think so. I think that's all the practice. You guys asked me this great. So the ways to prepare, I think the most common are you'll get like an online program, or you'll get like physical books. For me, I did Magoosh, which is an online program. I think this was like a really great way because it has video tutorials, it has so many practice exams, it has personalized study plans, it grades your practice exams, and there's online vocab cards. And Magoosh, you could also get like an app on your phone. It's like vocab flash, like to watch class and like go through vocab. I never did that, but you could. I told myself I would. Or you can do the study books. They have it on Amazon. They have them at Barnes and Noble. And these have like written lessons and then written practice questions. And I think like the answers are in like the back of the book. So whatever you find best, like works best for you. If you work best like doing videos and like having someone like talk through it, I would do an online program. Or if you like better just like writing by yourself, reading, like whatever works best for you. So this is what. Okay, if it's gonna load. So this is what it says I don't have it anymore because my thing expired, but you have like classes, lessons, practice exams, practice like you could do like an exam be like, oh, I just want to like practice verbal right now, and you'd be like, okay, I want to do like 10 questions of like the text completion. Like you could like choose what you want to do, and yeah, it was really good. Another thing I like about Magoosh is after I didn't pass the first one, I was like, yeah, like my Magoosh thing is gonna expire, like I'm gonna have to rebuy it. But I like put in like a request, like somewhere over here, I think help, and they extended it for free. I was like, oh, thank you. So that was really helpful as well. So it's really whatever works best for you. I think when I bought Magoosh, it was like $100 and something, and I bought it when there was like a sale going on. So maybe just like watch the website. There's a sale.
We'll try to announce it and see.
Yeah.
How many is gonna go on.
And snatch it. Okay. Is there even like an FPTO meeting where we don't have technical issues? Okay, final tips when it loads is again, give yourself lots of time, at least 2 months to study, to prepare, to take it, maybe more, like whatever you think. Maybe like when you're going through everything, you're like, wow, like this is actually like very hard. Like let me like give myself another month. Or like, wow, this is like really easy. Like why do people complain about this? Maybe like less time. It's really whatever works for you. And don't be discouraged if you don't pass because it's so normal. We did it. But I remember when we did it, we were like, wow, like are we stupid? Like nobody like doesn't pass, but it's actually like I swear people don't pass. It's fine.
You get the whole spectrum. You have people that take it once and they're done and they're great, and then you might have to take it more than once, but everything has no
Yeah.
indication on what you're in grad school or what you're just get there this week. So
Yes. Don't
never
let it
mind.
get you down. Yeah, it's so common taking more than once. Just learn from it. Be like, what did I fail? Like, what did I not get? And then just prepare better next time. That's what we did, and it worked. Don't let it get you down. Because, anyways, yeah, take multiple practice exams before. So like on Bagoosh, they have a lot of them. Even on the ETS website, I think they have 1 or 2 free ones that you could take. Do it, because it helps you build stamina for the 4-hour exam. Because it's a long exam. I would say it goes by fast when you do it. Because you're like struggling the whole time, but it's a long one, so you definitely want to practice beforehand. And then try to review everything. This was, I think, my biggest mistake was I was like looked at something, I was like, I remember that from high school, like I'm fine, and then I didn't, and it was like not good at all. So yeah, don't have a mentality like, oh I know this, like make sure you know it, like quiz yourself, like do something so you make sure that you know actually like every topic. Another good thing about Magoosh is they have like a list of all the topics, of all the math stuff, all the verbal stuff, like everything. They have sections of like videos for each and practice for each, so just go through all of it.
I'll also say in terms of giving yourself time to study, but also give yourself time out from when you want to do applications, because Janelle and I were both kind of a little bit up against the wire there, because I thought, oh, everyone only takes this once, perfect. Not the case always, and you do have to wait a certain amount of days to take it again. I don't remember how many days it is.
I think it's like 21,
Yeah, and so
which is not a lot, but it's a lot.
yeah, and then there's also like the processing time when you send it to schools and when they receive it. So just make sure you really back yourself out from that, because you don't want to be worried about what if this doesn't work the second time, then I can't set my scores, and
Yeah.
it's not.
That's good to mention, yeah. Because remember it takes the 2 weeks to see your scores on the website, but then it's going to take like 2 more weeks for them to like, once you send it, to get to the program. And a lot of the programs have like, oh, we need everything by like, I think it's like, most of them like October 3rd. Just make sure you have like enough time. Because I remember, yeah, I took it the first time in like beginning of summer, and I was like, okay, that didn't go well. So I had to take it again at the end of summer, and it ended up being like September, like early September. And I was like kind of pretty close, so don't do what I did. Like, just don't do what I did. But yeah.
And also, I know this is a lot of information, and you're going to feel overwhelmed, but you can do it. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You've taken standardized tests before. This is just another set of standardized tests. You guys need to really let this like overwhelm you too much.
Like you're already in college. You're already exhausted to get here.
How do you know if the school receives scores? The way that you
Yes.
Yeah.
I think on the ETS website, it does like view like where your scores are, and it'd be like, oh, it's still sending, or like you got it. So yeah.
We're doing a meeting on that too, I think.
Yes.
There's
yes.
also a way to see if they receive your score.
Yeah, because there's like a section where it's like standardized tests, when you have to like put in your GRE score, and then you'll like put it in yourself, then you'll have to verify it questions?
Is there like a minimum amount of time before you apply to take the test that you have to like apply? Like is it like you have to apply a month before you kind of take the test or take?
I think it's just based on the availability, because they have only so many seats in every like testing center part. So I remember I was like looking for like the weekend before September 3rd, and I was like, oh, it's great, there's nothing. So I had to wait like for one more week. So it's really just based on the availability. I would say try to like register for a testing site and date as soon as you can. I know it's hard to like predict it, but
Yeah, I would say
just be
try
safe.
2-3 months out maybe, plan it, and then, yeah, that's another thing of just giving yourself enough time if you have to take it again. Sometimes seats are filled, so you're like, oh, go for it,
Yeah.
so.
Promise it's doable.
Yeah.
On the GRE website, it says that you can do the like an at-home exam. How? No.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. I don't think all programs accept that, because I remember Long Beach specifically like put on the website like we don't accept at home GRE exams after like the 2020 year. So I think you definitely can, but I don't think all programs accept it.
That's kind of a big COVID thing, more so a lot of programs like that, we're not taking those anymore.
That's a good question. Yeah.
For like, taking your, how long of a time do you have that sorted out?
It's like multiple years. So you could take it like anytime, like do your gap year and you're still good. Any other questions?
Jury, grad panel, other.
Anything? Okay. Well, thanks for coming. I'll see you either tonight at the basket making or definitely on